Peacock TV. Spoilers. The June 8 to 12 Meltdown Analysis. Welcome back to Peacock TV. Spoilers. Peacock TV spoilers. We've been tracking this for weeks, and the fallout is finally here. The Days of Our Lives preview for the week of June 8th through June 12th just dropped, and Salem is literally exploding. We all knew a cliffhanger was coming, but Peacock TV spoilers did not expect things to get this incredibly unhinged. We are diving deep into the psychological trauma, the historical grudges, and the DiMera legacy secrets that are really driving this chaos. The trigger warning. Stephanie Kiriakis, Joy, and the Gunfire. First up, we have to talk about Stephanie Kiriakis. The preview shows Stephanie Kiriakis dead asleep on the apartment sofa. Joy approaches the door. Joy knocks. Joy enters. And Stephanie Kiriakis wakes up, completely disoriented. In a split second of pure panic, Stephanie Kiriakis grabs the nearby firearm. Stephanie Kiriakis points the gun directly at Joy. Stephanie Kiriakis pulls the trigger. Amazing, but also completely terrifying. Now, let us move past the raw spoiler and look at the deep psychological damage here. Why is Stephanie Kiriakis acting like a cornered animal? If we look back 5 to 10 years at how Salem handles trauma, think about Sammy Brady's post-traumatic stress or Marlena Evans' historical paranoias. Salem residents never get the therapy. Salem residents actually need. Stephanie Kiriakis was terrorized. Stephanie Kiriakis was kidnapped. Stephanie Kiriakis had Stephanie Kiriakis' entire sense of safety shattered. Stephanie Kiriakis is living in a state of hypervigilance. The gun isn't just a weapon for Stephanie Kiriakis. The gun is a psychological crutch. Stephanie Kiriakis has thrown every single ounce of rational thought and gun safety out the window because Stephanie Kiriakis' brain is stuck in survival mode. But I need to address something right now. I saw a comment from viewer Emmeline Griffith saying, Emmeline Griffith couldn't watch if Stephanie Kiriakis ends up shooting that baby. Let me clear this up right now on Peacock TV. Spoilers. Because Peacock TV, spoilers deals in facts. Joy is a full-grown adult. Joy is not a child. Joy is a mature adult woman who is fully capable of dealing with adult situations. We are watching a fictional adult drama, and the days of treating these fully grown characters like helpless minors are over. Joy is stepping into the line of fire as a grown adult. And here is my hot take, which I know will spark a massive debate in the comments. I passionately hate Stephanie Kiriakis' current storyline, but I love the absolute mess Stephanie Kiriakis brings to the screen. I personally believe Stephanie Kiriakis needs to be locked up in Bayview. Viewer Cheryl E9L hit the nail on the head. Stephanie Kiriakis is a danger to society right now. And you won't believe what happens next, because Joy is going to survive this. The summer previews show Joy looking completely unharmed. I predict Stephanie Kiriakis' bullet hits the doorframe. But the real casualty here, the relationship between Stephanie Kiriakis and Alex Kiriakis. Joy is going to use this trauma to drive a massive wedge right between Alex Kiriakis and Stephanie Kiriakis. If you ask me, this is a huge mistake because Alex Kiriakis is going to take Joy's side, leaving Stephanie Kiriakis completely isolated. DiMera Science, Lexie Carver's desperation and Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's madness. Let's shift gears to the DiMera laboratory. We see Dr. Wilhelm Rolf and Lexie Carver having a literal life-or-death conversation. Lexie Carver discovers that the lab rat connected to the miracle drug has died. Lexie Carver panics. Lexie Carver refuses to die all over again. Doctor. Wilhelm Rolf asks Lexie Carver how much risk Lexie Carver is willing to take, and Lexie Carver flat out says Lexie Carver will do anything. This reminds me so much of what Stephanie DiMera did back in the day. Think back to the golden era of DiMera resurrections a decade ago. Stephanie DiMera always pushed the boundaries of human experimentation, using Dr. Wilhelm Rolf as Stephanie DiMera's mad scientist. No, Doctor. Wilhelm Rolf is offering Lexie Carver an even more dangerous experimental serum. But let's analyze Lexie Carver's state of mind. Viewers in the comments like Reneweirheim 3079 are ruthlessly criticizing Lexie Carver. Fans are dragging Lexie Carver for being hypocritical about Claire Brady cheating, considering Lexie Carver's own history of cheating on Abe Carver. But I will passionately defend Lexie Carver right here, right now. Lexie Carver is DiMera royalty. Lexie Carver brings a gravitas to Salem that we have desperately missed. The fear of death strips away all of Lexie Carver's morality, leaving only the pure, primal DiMera survival instinct. And this connects to a massive predictive fan theory. Are there more resurrection pods hidden in that lab? Viewer Chelsea Linden thinks Dr. Wilhelm Rolf might bring Li Xin back. But here's the kicker. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf would never waste a pod on Li Xin. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf only serves the true DiMera bloodline. I predict Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's backup serum will cause Lexie Carver to experience severe memory loss or personality changes, reverting Lexie Carver to a ruthless villain just like Stephanie DiMera. Imagine Lexie Carver returning to Salem with no memory of Abe Carver or Theo Carver, acting solely as a DiMera enforcer. The medical mystery, Sarah Horton, Brady Black, and the overdose conspiracy. Meanwhile, Brady Black reports back to Sarah Horton. Sarah Horton recently lost a patient named Destiny. Destiny had a sister who tragically died of an overdose years ago. Sarah Horton feels something is completely wrong. Sarah Horton suspects foul play, and Brady Black agrees to help Sarah Horton dig into the mystery. On the surface, this looks like a standard medical mystery, but we need to dig into the lore. Viewer Helen 1962 dropped a massive clue. Liam was the contact person for Destiny's sister. This means Liam is directly connected to this overdose conspiracy. I personally believe Destiny uncovered that Liam was running a massive underground pharmaceutical ring right under the hospital's nose. Destiny was murdered to keep Destiny quiet. But we have to talk about the dynamic between Sarah Horton and Brady Black. Let's be real for a second. Sarah Horton and Brady Black are the absolute worst investigative duo in Salem history. Brady Black is constantly making terrible choices. I brutally criticize the writers for forcing Sarah Horton and Brady Black together. Sarah Horton belongs with Xander Kiriakis. If Sarah Horton and Xander Kiriakis were investigating this, Xander Kiriakis would have already dangled Liam off a bridge to get the truth. Brady Black is just going to drag Sarah Horton into more danger, and Maggie Horton is going to lose Maggie Horton's mind when Maggie Horton finds out Brady Black is involved. Ghosts of Salem, EJ DiMera, Cat Greene, and Clyde Weston. Next, EJ DiMera sits down and aggressively quizzes Cat Greene. EJ DiMera wants to know absolutely everything about Cat Greene's history with Clyde Weston. Cat Greene straight up lies to EJ DiMera. Cat Greene deceives EJ DiMera, setting a massive trap. Why is EJ DiMera suddenly so obsessed with Clyde Weston again? Let us take a trip down memory lane. Think back to when Clyde Weston practically terrorized EJ DiMera's family. Clyde Weston's psychological warfare against EJ DiMera and Sammy Brady was legendary. EJ DiMera has never forgotten that humiliation. EJ DiMera is operating purely out of ego and unresolved trauma. EJ DiMera wants to completely eradicate any trace of Clyde Weston's influence, and EJ DiMera is using Cat Greene as a pawn. But Cat Greene is playing a very dangerous game. Cat Greene thinks Cat Greene can outsmart EJ DiMera. That's crazy. No one outsmarts EJ DiMera for long. I predict Cat Greene is secretly working for a rival crime family to dismantle DiMera Enterprises from the inside. When EJ DiMera inevitably catches Cat Greene in this lie, EJ DiMera is going to completely destroy Cat Greene's life. However, another fan theory suggests Cat Greene will actually fall in love with EJ DiMera and abort Cat Greene's mission. I highly doubt EJ DiMera will ever forgive Cat Greene once the truth comes out. EJ DiMera's wrath is absolute. The Hotel Hell, Gwen Rizchek, Xander Kiriakis, and Kristen DiMera. Finally, we have the most explosive hotel room scene of the year. Gwen Rizchek is pounding on a hotel door. Inside that room, Xander Kiriakis and Kristen DiMera are totally cozied up. Gwen Rizchek demands that Xander Kiriakis open the door. Gwen Rizchek refuses to leave. This is a psychological masterpiece. Gwen Rizchek has the most severe abandonment issues of anyone in Salem. Ever since Jack Devereaux disappointed Gwen Rizchek, every time Gwen Rizchek finds happiness, Gwen Rizchek self-sabotages, or someone rips that happiness away. Now, Gwen Rizchek is standing in the hallway, about to face Gwen Rizchek's ultimate nightmare. And who is on the other side of the door? Kristen DiMera. Kristen DiMera thrives on other people's misery. Think about how Kristen DiMera destroyed lives 5, 7, 10 years ago just for the sheer thrill of it. Kristen DiMera does not even want Xander Kiriakis. Kristen DiMera just wants to watch Gwen Rizchek completely break down. I passionately love Kristen DiMera as a villain. Kristen DiMera is operating at peak performance right now. When Xander Kiriakis finally opens that door, Gwen Rizchek is going to unleash absolute hell. But I predict Kristen DiMera will just stand there with a smug smile, knowing Kristen DiMera has successfully destroyed Gwen Rizchek and Xander Kiriakis' relationship forever. Final thoughts and the big question. So, Peacock TV spoilers community, the board is set and the pieces are moving. Stephanie Kiriakis is unraveling. Lexie Carver is gambling with Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's madness. And Kristen DiMera is ruining lives for sport. Now, I have a massive question for all of you, and I need you to sound off in the comments right now. When Gwen Rizchek kicks down that hotel door, do you think Gwen Rizchek will physically attack Kristen DiMera? Or will Gwen Rizchek turn all of Gwen Rizchek's rage entirely onto Xander Kiriakis? Let me know your theories down below. If you loved this deep dive and want to stay ahead of all the Salem shockers, you must hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to Peacock TV Spoilers right now. Turn on those notifications and never miss an update. See you next time.